Hey guys, it's Alan Kemp here of Queensland Solar and Lighting. We've all heard the news in the last, 48 hours. A current affair ran a story or a hit piece or something fishy was going on perhaps. Comments disabled when you go to their YouTube vid. We'll get into all that later, the conspiracy side of things, but let's have a look at it. Kick in the guts. Solar panel owners could soon pay the price for going green, a current affair. Now, if we have a look at the video here, you can clearly see that it says comments are turned off, and it was up 14 hours ago and already nearly 100,000 views, so it's quite a hot topic, and let's get into it.
We don't expect to be punished when we do the right thing. But soon, millions of homes and businesses will pay the price for going green. If you've got solar, you'll have to pay power companies to store it.
Free EV charging. Come on, guys. Stay for a couple of hours.
Are you for real? Is it for free?
Yes, it's for free, mate. Please stay a couple of hours. I'll make you a cup of tea. Just hang around.
So the idea here is they're saying that it's better to give your power away for free. Otherwise, you're going to have to pay for the energy companies to take your power. Whereas at the moment, they currently obviously pay you for the power. Now they're going to be getting you to pay them to get them to take the power to sell it to your neighbour. And they're saying grid infrastructure issues and all that, which a lot of people have known for a long time. It's kind of the man in front of the steamroller screaming for 10 years, and then finally the steamroller comes up and the dude's done nothing and gets rolled. But this guy, interesting who this guy is. Let's find out who it is.
Okay, top me up.
Marcus is on a mission.
Just take the lead. Use anything, okay?
His name's Marcus.
I'll get it back about 6, 7 o'clock, all right?
Okay, thank you, Marcus.
Before he's charged for it.
You probably can't stop looking at that thing.
It's like a taxi meter. It's sucking money.
Marcus calls it
It's the Great Solar Stitch-Up.
that leads all the way to the halls of power in Canberra.
Mate, would you like some free power? I got too much solar power.
And this crusading customer isn't alone.
This is a kick in the guts for the everyday Australian who's been looking after their bottom line.
It appears nearly every man and his dog's about to cop it in the socket.
Only 3 hours to go, baby. Good girl.
Okay, Betsy's not hitting the treadmill for
Who
3
is this
hours.
Marcus?
And Marcus isn't drying a lone sock.
This is a bit ridiculous, isn't it?
Well, I tell you what's ridiculous.
He's at pains to point out a looming power problem.
It's ridiculous now that they encouraged us to do solar for 15 years, and now they're going to smack us if we want to export it.
3.5 million Aussie homes and businesses are like mini power stations. Till now, these solar converts have been receiving money from power companies for every extra kilowatt of electricity they send to the grid. But soon, a solar switch will be flicked, and it'll be the power punters who pay.
We're being punished for doing the right thing, following the government's recommendation, getting a rebate, getting solar, and now at the end of the road, suddenly I'm being the cash cow for the energy retailers.
It appears the electricity...
So this customer seems very switched on. Seems to be a customer. We're getting penalised for getting solar.
network can't handle the influx of power being sent to the grid. The network needs upgrading, and solar consumers will foot the bill.
Since 2006, solar has grown exponentially. So somebody in the planning department for the energy network could have worked out 10 years ago that we're going to be in this position here right now. but they did nothing about it.
Has the government been asleep at the wheel?
I think that the uptake of solar has occurred at a pace that has probably exceeded expectations all around. So I do think we are catching up. This reform
Anna Collier is the chair of the Australian Energy Market Commission.
Doing nothing was not really an option. The grid would get congested, no more solar would be able to be exported, and we'd actually be in a worse position for everyone.
The tax word is not a good word. Incentive is a good word.
Kathleen's a solar industry pioneer. She fears the controversial new levy could kneecap installers and suppliers.
I'm terrified to find out what it might do. Hopefully it won't kill them. Don't use the carrot and the stick, just use the carrot. You know, incentivise people to use their self-consumption.
So she works for Catch Power. Catch Power is a device that's installed by an electrician in your meter box, and that helps you with consumption of the solar. When you wouldn't have done that, it routes the power towards an appliance or something there. Catch Power, it's been taken off because of all this stuff that's come in, zero export and things like that. The incentive to go too big is not there at all anymore. Hasn't been for a while. Simply because of the feed-in tariff is nothing, and in fact it'll be reversed, which they're talking about here, where in fact you'll be paying them to take your money. So yeah, it's crazy. But they've said that she's a solar veteran, industry veteran, which I know and I agree with.
Customers can avoid the new charges by exporting their solar during peak times, or fork out thousands of dollars for batteries to store their power.
So buy an EV. There it is there. Buy an EV. Store your power via an EV. Sell it at different times, which you need a battery to as well to be able to store the power, which they want to sell you a battery, I guess. It all looks like it's geared up to sell you a battery.
I don't need it because I got the solar there.
They paid me to do the right thing by the environment, to create renewable energy, and now they're smacking us hard not to give it to anybody because they want to charge for it. It's crazy.
Marcus is calling on Energy Minister Chris Bowen to step in.
Marcus seems like a very enthusiastic customer here. So let's just see what's going on here. I believe his name's Marcus Lambert. He once worked for LG for probably 10 years. He's been in the industry well before I have, and I've been in it, 12 years or so. But I don't know why he didn't say that that's what he is. He's also just started a business, yourenergyanswers.com, which he's a very passionate guy in the industry. I don't know why he couldn't do this with a current affair. He obviously reached out to Tracy Grimshaw. Tracy. But I don't know why he couldn't do this in a more transparent way. It just looks to me like it's a bit dodgy. But Your Energy Answers, this is Marcus. There he is here. Where is he? There he is here. And 1 month ago, the truth about charging your EV. You will have batteries, videos on here. How long till a battery pays for itself? It's all here. He is here. It's the same guy. 12,000 subscribers. Obviously, very respected in the industry. I just don't know why they've shaped him to be an enthusiastic customer.
You asked what
Because
5 cents for it, and that's
yeah,
looking at batteries, but not a lot of taking of batteries.
Yeah, he's an expert, industry expert. He's not a bad guy. He's a bit cheesy, but as we all are. But it just, and then you got the comments turned off at a current affair, Marcus. Like, what is going on here, man? If you want to sell us a battery, sell us a battery, and do it like. I'm not talking to Marcus here. I'm talking to Australia. Like, Yeah, it's just crazy what's going on here at the moment, you know. I think the industry is very threatened that we're going to come to a standstill, but when you got stuff like this propped up and reliant on things like the government, things aren't as safe as and effective as they should have been or have known to be. So let's just get back into this. Now we know who Marcus is. We'll keep going with it.
Mate, would you like some free power? I got too much solar power.
No taker for the free power.
LG panels, probably.
And look, while the mess has not grown on Minister Bowen's watch, he's the energy minister. I'd love him to fix it.
So this is the petition that we're asking people.
Action Group Solar Citizens CEO Heidi Lee Douglas would also like an audience with the Energy Minister.
We've been knocking on the door for Mr. Bowen to present that petition to him, and so far he's refused. Basically, the energy companies are wanting to start charging people for sunlight. That's just not fair.
What's your response to slogans out there like solar tax?
Our obligation is to serve the long-term interests of consumers as a whole. So at the end of the day, I feel it's unhelpful to wrap it up in something that's simplistic in that way.
I'd like to know what we're scaremongering about. I think that it's quite legitimate for people to be questioning whether that investment that they've made can suddenly be taxed.
It's up to the state governments to bring in the solar export tariffs. The expectation is the average solar home will be about $70 worse off, but they'll still save around $900 a year on power bills.
Well, it's a few cents now, but we know energy retailers, it starts here and it ends up there. And by the time it ends up there, with the size of the system I have, it's going to be a damn lot of money out of my pocket.
So get solar batteries so you don't have to give them the money. It really works on these people that can't see past the 900 versus the 70 mathematics, and just on principle just want to give a big up yours to the energy company. So buy an EV, buy batteries, and batteries, you know, from what I've seen in the industry, aren't too reliable or anything like that, except, you know, the Tesla Powerwall does seem to be pretty good. I just don't know. I just sit back and see what actually is the go here, what's going on, why the other two ladies were exposed as industry veterans or someone who'd worked in the industry, but Marcus, who has quite a high public profile, a lot of people know him and have done for a long time. Why would he not just put his hand up and say, I work in the industry and have done for a long time? Like, yeah, would have just, you know, as a conspiracy theorist, it makes your brain wonder what the hell is going on here.
Which is why Marcus's prank to plough through his power as fast as he can might not be so ridiculous after all.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, considering his website is all about, what is it about? I guess getting a quote for solar or something. Yeah, recommended installer. Looks like he's built a quote thing, which will be in rival to the great solarquotes.com.au. There's Nigel Morris. He's a solar industry guru, veteran as well. And they've teamed up here. Maybe they're both doing it together here. I don't know, but yeah, interesting stuff. Apparently every single state is doing this. So it doesn't matter where you live or whatever, they're all rolling stuff like this out, and it will be interesting. And what we'll be doing is having a discussion on the podcast later on in the week about people that know far more than me about this. All I do is sell it. I sell solar systems, never sold a battery ever. Hybrid systems, never sold one of them. Seen too many fiddly things go wrong with them. Not working, tech support being hopeless for the batteries. return on investment being terrible, that customers often find out after the fact that it actually doesn't save them too much money. Tariffs have changed now. You know, how much we get paid for power has changed. Now with this, return on investment is definitely going the other way. Probably because of simple economics, supply demand. You know, this, and then batteries will be, I guess, needed. I guess that's what Marcus is trying to say here. The story just would have presented itself a little bit better to me had, you know, they been fully transparent in who and what Marcus is, rather than posing as a customer. I don't know why that is, but yeah, some interesting stuff going on. And like I said, we'll get some experts on here. We'll have a look. What we will do though is, just before we go, this is their current affair Facebook page of it the other day here, and there's a few comments on there. Just set your solar to zero export and it will generate only what you need. This way you don't give any energy to the grid and they lose out. Yes, that's what I was thinking as well. You'd have to set up a zero export on your system for you. Then that way you don't sell anything. Well, you're not selling anything. You don't pay anything now. It sounds crazy. It's hard for me to get my head around. The wholesale prices of energy will go up and they will suffer the losses. Yes. So it's like, you know, you can team up as solar system owners and stop giving them the stuff that they're going to sell anyway. And then I guess you're helping them fix their problem. Watch them be the boy who cried wolf. Yet another tax, so they're going to tax us for breathing. So yes, they're essentially taxing you for free energy that we're always told from the sun. It's crazy. Now there's GST implications not being looked at that someone would want to look at. Surely be class action agency, the companies who have sold it to us, such as someone like me. I would have sold it to a customer who would have, you know, seen this on the news and just went, oh my goodness, I thought we were getting paid money for it. So yeah, it seems to be a sun tax. And everyone's talking about, you know, limiting via zero export or just turning them off when they're not using them. Yeah, interesting to watch this play out. Like I said, we'll get more experts on there that know far more than me, that really believe they know what they're talking about. Because, you know, experts these days, we've learnt not to always trust the experts and you keep yourself safe, but listen to what they have to say. And that's what I do. Kempy.